I am sharing the map of the world with you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
there it
Small
is.
map of the world.
So if you look up to the north, you can see all of the sort of areas that we have dealt with in the past. The Sunless Citadel, the Forge of Fury, which is where you're at right now, Chateau Hyacinth all the way to the east.
I have to appreciate the sheer depth and detail and how well thought through Faerun is, because we have done a lot of exploring and we have explored maybe 3 to 4% of this.
A very small amount of the map, I agree.
Yeah, this is only like a piece of one of the continents.
So as you fly north, first off, the military encampment and the signs of battle are still there. You're still flying over a battlefield, although the bodies have been more or less cleared away. You can still see where the battle took place. There are scorch marks on the ground. There are areas that are probably not going to recover. But as you fly north, you notice that not evacuation, but the move is going very well, and it starts with the area around the Stone Tooth is very heavily forested. Yeah, it's very dense forest that you can fly right over. And as you continue to the north, of course, it gets colder, and of course, it gets the trees get a little bit more sparse. And we said that it was kind of late, or that it was kind of autumn at this stage. So though the snow has not come this far south yet, it definitely is on its way. So you said, M, that as you get up to the north, you're going to go ahead and land and commune with nature. Yeah? Okay. Excellent. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. I will say that you're flying north for a solid 3 or 4 hours. So, it's cold. There's not a lot to do. Before we do the commune with nature, are there any conversations or anything that you wanted to do while you're in the air?
Who's sharing brooms? We have to do 2 to a broom.
For this, noticing the armors and the weights of those involved, it would probably be like a warrior and a mage apiece.
I'm not that heavy. I mean, I've eaten a fair amount in my life, but I'm not wearing armor.
Okay.
But I think the two of us, Miss Maven, can share a broom.
Yes. Yes, that's really only proper, yes.
All right, that works out well. Also, if we ever get separated, we have a good degree of versatility for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I think Charlotte's the one steering the broom.
Mm-hmm. That's a little, and just to be a little daunting.
I'm sure it's fine.
Charlotte's been flying since she was 12. This is fine. It's just usually in the body of swoops.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Just we're gonna hold. You know what? I'm gonna hold off on actually saying it until we land.
Yes.
So yeah, after
More choices.
After a solid 3 or 4 hours of flying, Dell kind of indicates that it's time to land. You'll go ahead and land. Maybe have yourselves a meal prepared by the one and only Maven.
Nice.
In fact, I believe, Maven, you have the chef feat. Yes?
You have the chef feat, yes.
And what that means is that
HP.
you can make some snacks that give temporary hit points indeed.
If we eat them during a short rest?
Do we eat them during?
No, they last 8 hours once they're made. So we're going to say you land, you have yourselves a meal, as well as a little bit of leftover, right? Maven is a very nurturing, sort of matronly type. You got to take some snacks with you.
For many people, yes. I will always overfeed you. You all are way too scarce.
So she can go ahead and make 3, because I believe your proficiency bonus is 3 at this point. Hold on. No, it's 4. You can make 4 of these snacks, each of which gives 4 temporary HP to whoever eats it. So what kind of snacks are you making? Just out of curiosity, do you have an idea of what it is you're making for your new companions?
For something as on an exciting trip, my snacks are going to be little pies full of spiced meat and vegetables. Very warming. We're in the cold. And they fill you up quite nicely. Very hot, very, very delicious, flaky. You have no idea how in the hell she managed to make flaky pastry up in the mountains. But
You will also note in your inventory that you do have the little spice thing that allows you to basically create any spice you want. Yeah.
Yes. I saw that it was a Edward's handy spice pouch.
That's the one.
Yep.
So I think if Maven hands one of these to Charlotte, she will thank her for it, and then hold her hand out as Swoops eats it. Swoops will very much appreciate that 4 temporary HP. Oh,
Temp HP on a familiar is surprisingly scant. Very good.
He gets very hungry, and this way he's not, he can have his own food and stays out of my rations.
Pie is larger than he
And
is.
my
How in the
ration.
world is he going to fly?
Oh, he's magical.
Of course. Well, is everyone else enjoying their pies, I hope?
This is good.
So this counts as a short rest, not that it really matters because nobody expended anything, but let's go ahead and run that commune with nature.
So how do we, can we apply that, or does that just...
Yeah, on the bottom of the front of your character sheet, once you eat the thing, on the bottom of the front of your character sheet, there is a temporary
So
HP.
you can just write 4.
And you could just put 4 in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as far as I know, that lasts until they're expended, so, all good.
Or
until we
until
finish a long rest.
yeah.
Or
It
until a long
lasts
rest.
until you take a really long bathroom break.
So, the Commune with Nature spell, I'm going to go ahead and read out. You briefly become one with nature and gain knowledge of the surrounding territory. In the outdoors, the spell gives you knowledge of the land within 3 miles of you. You instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects: terrain and bodies of water, plants, minerals, animals, people, powerful celestials, fae, fiends, etc. That seems to be where you're probably going to go. Influence from other planes of existence, as well as buildings. So what information are you looking for as you cast Commune with Nature?
I'm looking for the fae, fiends, etc., but also buildings, because I figure the land is gonna know about
A hut with chicken legs.
Yeah.
Jeff knows what's up because
Wait, hold on just a second. I just read that it says you can cook for a number of creatures equal to 4 plus your proficiency bonus.
Oh, so we have 8. We have
So-
8 snacks.
So you suddenly have a second pie that she hands you, Charlotte. You really need to eat. You're
All
too
right,
sweet.
all
Add them 4 freaking
okay.
points.
So
to you.
Chef does 2 separate things. The 4 plus proficiency bonus means that every time someone rolls hit dice, they get an extra 1d8 for each hit die they expend. So that's we're resting now, have some food. The
temporary hit point.
the temporary HP thing is a separate thing.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Which
then.
is hey, this is good to know. This is good to know.
Charlotte has ways of getting temp HP, don't worry.
That's also true.
it's fine.
He does
Okay.
give you some like
Just
the
normal food,
top, the top of like a little bit of a flaky bun. It's like it's not a pie, but you are too skinny here.
Don't worry, we have plenty of mouths to feed for later.
Okay.
You'll meet them at sunset.
So, Del, I'm gonna say that the hut is not within 3 miles of your current location. However, the hut does extend its influence to a much larger area. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go ahead and make a survival check. And I'm going to give you advantage because you're using Commune with Nature. And that will sort of give you a bearing as to where to go next.
Excellent.
And I would like everyone other than Del to roll me a d10. You're looking for anything other than a 1.
Said survival advantage.
Survival with advantage, yes.
A 2 is technically other than a 1.
Yes, all of those are other than a 1. You get a 28 on your survival. So
Got
yeah,
a nat 28.
Damn.
amazing. Hold on. It's been a while since I've hit this button. Okay, good. The stream deck's actually working now. So, yeah,
Yay.
you're able to get a heading, and in fact, you learn that there is an area sort of kind of adjacent to Raven Rock. So a little bit north of Raven Rock, where that sort of big mountainous region is,
Right.
where there's some sort of unnatural fog coming from that area. So you're able to maneuver, you're able to point in the right direction, and we'll go from there. So you get back onto your brooms, I imagine. Is there anything else you want to do as part of this little break before you get back on and start traveling again?
I'll give them the lowdown that like there's the house itself makes this kind of fog thing. So if it's not within my normal seeking radius, we can still locate it that way.
Fair enough.
And in fact, as you're flying in the direction indicated, you will note that yes, the area gets more and more foggy. Charlotte, you note that it gets colder and a little bit more clammy. Now, the fact that the fog is becoming denser and denser doesn't really affect Charlotte's ability to fly, but others might note that very quickly you'll find yourself unable to see at all. It's I don't know if you've ever been driving in a place like where the fog is so thick that you literally can't even see the road. That's about what's happening here. So, like, chances are good that you're going to want to come in for a landing at some point, but I want to ask you all, like, to the point where it's hard to even see each other.
Before we go much further, we want to group up a little better.
I think that would be wise.
I don't
a
see
little bit
anything
closer.
in here. Are you okay to fly, girl?
I am. I haven't been directing us. It's been Swoops as she gestures to the bat that's like kind of just been soaring next to them this whole time. So I don't know if Calder, if you want to hold on to the back of our brooms, we can guide you in.
She reaches back with the
Shame.
ladle.
Calder will use his telekinesis to just deliver one end of the silk rope he's had since the first dungeon.
Hey.
Yeah,
That seems like a good idea. Sort of lashing each other together.
like lashing the brooms together so that they are anchored and we don't drift too far from each other.
But yes, with Swoops leading us with his echolocation, still following the heading that Delmain gave us, we will continue through the fog.
Sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and give everyone... No, I'm not even going to give you a perception check at this point because it's the fog is so thick that there really isn't any figuring that out. I'm going to say that you continue on to on the same bearing, probably for another hour or so, and then the fog begins to dissipate, and you find yourself sort of out the other side, and sort of making your way into the spine of the world. The air begins to clear over time. You notice that you can see a little bit further, and then eventually you can see the ground again. And you feel like you probably overshot.
How long did it take us to go from one end of the fog to the other?
From the moment that you first noticed it, actually, that's a good question. Let me actually check the book really quick. From the moment you first noticed the fog, how fast does a broom go?
60 feet.
60
16
feet?
around. Although, yeah,
Okay.
we're not overburdening them yet.
Right. We're going to go ahead and say that it takes about, 2 hours flying end to end from the moment that you noticed that the fog was getting really thick to the moment that you realized you could see the ground again.
So that should be less than 3 miles to the center of whatever that is if we land now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Head down to the ground.
And now that you're on the ground, I'm going to go ahead and get another survival check from everyone this time. No advantage this time. Anyone who wants to make a survival check can make one.
Can I aid Swoops in his check?
Sure.
I don't know this nature you speak of.
There are some trees around.
Yep, those sure are trees. Where's this forest? I can't see it. These trees are in the way.
Good, good. Okay, we got a couple of 19s. And that's excellent. So yeah, we're going to say, with that survival, I'm going to say that you are able to get a general idea of, like, the distance to the middle. The problem is you don't necessarily know if you passed over the middle of the fog. Yeah? Like, you know that the fog is roughly a circle. You know that the part that you passed through is probably 3 to 6 miles wide. But you're not sure if you actually, like, passed over the center. It's very, very difficult to navigate in a forest at the best of times, let alone with this bank of fog. So what I'm going to say is it's been a few more hours. You are able to, if you can sort of get around the fog and map another point on the outside of the fog, you can probably triangulate the center. But with just 2 points on the outside of the circle, you can't necessarily find the center.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
If we want to start walking into the center of the fog for helping us find and keep our bearings, I can have 2 more of him, and she gestures to Swoops flying around, giving me intel about what's around us in about a mile in either direction.
Sounds handy.
Does anyone have a better idea, or should
I think it's a great idea.
All right. So she is going to cast Flock of Familiars.
Okay.
And she's going to have Swoops land in her palm, and she says the verbal component, which is in Primordial. She says, "Okay, Swoops, bring your friends." And 2 more, in addition to Swoops, bats are now flying around her, and she says, "This is still Swoops. That is Dives, and that is Pesters."
Do they look the same as Swoops, or do they have any visual differences?
I think Dives is like a fruit bat. He's huge. And I think Pesters is a vampire bat. So he's small, but he's very more angular looking than Swoops.
Love it. Absolutely love it. And then, Del, are you doing the commune with nature thing again?
Yeah, I will cast Commune with Nature.
Awesome. So with your second casting of Commune with Nature, now that you are at the edge of this fog, you get a lot of information very quickly. Okay, first off, yes, you know the general direction of the hut. You aren't able to get an exact bearing because of the magic of it, but you know which way to go, and between you and the Swoopses, we should be able to get in there. I will do another survival check at some point in the near future. Do you all want to take a rest before you go into the fog, or are you just walking right in? I'm going to say it's been probably about 8 hours since you left. You've spent a lot of time on the broom. Are you camping here, or are you going directly into the fog?
Is it light out or is it getting dark?
That all depends on when you left. I assumed you left sometime like in the mid-morning, yeah?
Yeah.
There is the possibility that if we stop now,
It'll move.
It'll move, yeah.
We can
And
still.
I only have these 3 for an hour.
So we gotta go.
Sounds good.
Use it while we have it.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. It is random encounter time, friends, as you are making your way through the woods.